Bitcoin. Bitcoin's crashing. Get out. You need to sell everything. Put it in tether, man. It's getting crazy out here. Hey, man. Dog, man, Kel, I'm telling you right now, we need to put everything in tether. This market hasn't bottomed out yet. I think Bitcoin's going to like 5,000.
Quick update here for YouTube. So it is Wednesday, I believe it's Thursday actually. It's the 16th or the 17th of November here, 2022. So since the last YouTube video, obviously we were calling for a big move down here based on the BVOL, which is the historical volatility on BitMEX. Low volatility leads to a high volatility breakout. The move was almost always going to be down. Anyone who's been peddling this as a way for probably needs to be unfollowed, all due respect. Still more volatility here, potentially to the downside. And we've been very bearish on this market. XRP 6 cents. We've got targets here as low as 8,600, followed by a mortgage amortization course. Probably what everyone should have done at 59,000. Just sell, pay off your mortgage, and then buy back much lower. But of course, this is a bear market. It's very, very nasty bear market. We did the long-term count, which was, I believe, this market here. There's a picture of a T-Rex here. So, if that doesn't make you bearish, I don't know what is. Where's the long-term count? Actually, yeah, so it was even prior to that. It was 7 months ago. So, that's the long-term count. Very important video. YouTube don't like to really highlight my videos to the public. They would much rather watch other people's videos. I'm going to try my best to do this without calling people out. But, we've been calling crashes on Bitcoin going back a long while. It's a shame the Bitcoin 20k and crash video isn't here. It did call for 2k. Wouldn't that be something? Never doubt how low something can go in a bear market. So long-term count, as per that video, was basically everything's in a super cycle wave 2 correction. I don't think anyone can doubt that is the case. There's a lot of people out here peddling this kind of count. How can that possibly be the count? How can a wave 4 retrace that much and it's almost about to overlap? So obviously that's not the count. The count is, as I said, 7 months ago, right? So very useful to be in the group or to follow my YouTube channel. That is 5 waves up. The benefit of being in the group is that you basically get access to all the information a lot earlier. So that was a cycle correction. This is a super cycle correction. So that's why it's so nasty. So Sam and Caroline, not doing so nice things here. That's not the end. I don't think this can still go a lot lower. I'm looking for some kind of oversold bounce. It's just not happening. Just a 1929 extinction. It's like silver, gold. It's a bubble that's basically popped, right? So this has to go lower before it gets better, and there's more people to get shaken out. I track very closely YouTube channels as well as Twitter. They don't know that I'm following them undercover, just like they're following me, except I tend to be right and they tend to be wrong. That's the first thing. But secondly, there's a lot of interaction. Forget about where this market is going. That's not important for the interaction bit. Interaction is tweets, likes, and retweets, right? All the OGs obviously follow my channel. Well, unfortunately, they're coming after your Bitcoin. I've been doing YouTube videos for 5 years now. So happy 5-year anniversary to Financial Freedom channel. Bit of a shame it's going to go a lot lower before it gets better. So, the point about the interaction, though, is that there's still people interacting with Twitter and YouTube. That means there's people stuck in this market. They're absolutely stuck. And they're not going away, and they're dollar cost averaging, right? So we've shaken out everyone who's bought. Obviously, the cost basis over the last 5 years is obviously above 20,000. They've all been shaken out. Anyone who went long with their stimulus checks, with their monopoly money, they're going to get shaken out. Why is that so hard to believe? This move should never have occurred. So they're about to get shaken out. But the ones I worry about the most are the dollar cost averaging passive investors who don't understand what is really going on here and how nasty, very, very nasty. It's the worst crash I've seen for a long time. Very nasty crash, and it's only going to get worse. And I'm very sorry, jokes aside here, I'm very sorry for anyone who's lost money here on FTX. You don't want to see something like that. I think it's going to get worse. Obviously, there's no way of knowing which exchange might go up, but it might be a crypto stock, might be Riot, Coinbase. Like you just don't know, do you? So those who lose the least in a bear market, they win the most. A bear market is about capital preservation. You preserve your capital, then you protect it, then you grow your capital, right? So bull market, sure, therefore growing capital. Bear markets are not. Capital preservation is key, so one can buy the lows or get somewhere near the lows. Now, last video, obviously we caught the exact low, 15,000 on the futures here, but just following on from my train of thought, the dollar cost averaging passive investors, I don't think they understand what's going on here, and the lowest something can go is 0, right? So I'm genuinely asking all of my YouTube heroes here, how low, at what price would you genuinely buy? So please do reply in the comments, right? So let's just say we break this down from 16 and we subtract 3. So 13, 10, 6, 3, let's just call it 0, right? Obviously, I've taken out 4 then, but regardless. So which of these numbers would you genuinely buy at, right? Where is this market actually going to go? Is it going to go 13K? Yes, obviously it's going to go 13K. 10K? Yes. 6K? Well, there's no one out here who believes it's going to go 6K. That means it's going to go 6K. Could it go 3K? We have very, very bad targets here to the downside. I've shared exactly how low I think it's going to go with the group. Longer term, I am potentially very, very bullish on this market. But unfortunately, more people have to get wiped out here. And as bad as that sounds, that is the risk. When you enter the stock market, the risk is the most important thing, and there's still great risk to the downside. A lot of people are giving back a lot of profits, but giving back profits isn't the end. People have to give their initial capital, even if it was in the form of stimmy checks. Now, let's go off the futures here. Yeah, so basically it's bounced off 15K, but as we said, we will reassess. That's not a very constructive pattern. If all of that was some kind of accumulation with a spring, it should have already reclaimed this level. It's not doing so. So that's just one of these Hedgen Lee bear flags. Shout out to Hedgen. Hope he's doing great. Did enjoy that copy of Mob Deep Infamous 95. Good times. We're going to have to do a 5-year anniversary live stream. I'm going to have to get a discount code out. So that is, this is the way Hedgen taught me. So, you just do that and then you do that. And I think Carl Runfelt, who's rolling around with a Bugatti in Dubai, I think he does something very, very similar. So if it's good enough to buy a Bugatti, it has to be good enough for us. Well, that gets you to 11K, right? Obviously, I'm joking, but that does look like a bear flag. That doesn't look very constructive. So the next target, yes, is going to be somewhere around 12.6K, somewhere around here. But there's no, formidable bounce here at all. Volume is ridiculous. That's very, very high volume, and the dollar has sold off here massively. It's probably going to go to 100 here. So why is that happening? That is weakness. That is not strength. Bitcoin should be well above 20,000 right now. So unfortunately, I don't see anything bullish here. The volatility profile that I've seen, that has more lower to go, just like it did here, right? This didn't last just 2 weeks. It lasted a good couple of weeks. The bounce at 15K was at best feeble. I need to see a proper impulse. Let's get the dollar off here. I need to see a proper impulse followed by a wave 2 correction. That doesn't look good. That doesn't look like an impulse. That doesn't look like a wave 2. This all looks like some kind of WXY triangle. It looks like a consolidation. So hey, we're gonna wait for the next move down. But I'm genuinely asking the people on YouTube anyway, at what level would you buy, right? So please do write in the comments, how low is this actually gonna go? And only then can people begin to realize how nasty this actually is. Super cycle corrections, they're very, very nasty. Technically, we've not seen one on this level since 2011. As I said, many months ago. It's all over here. I've done so many YouTube videos here forecasting the future. People say you can't forecast anything with Elliott wave. Well, that is obviously incorrect. Misuse of Elliott wave and not understanding context is going to get you into a lot of trouble here. Can we play any more heartstrings here? Let's have a look.
5,000? Yeah. Man, Bitcoin ain't going to 5,000. Look what happened in Ethereum this morning. This morning, Ethereum was at 570. It dropped down to 492 in seconds.
Oh, you gotta love those numbers. 492. That is actually my target on Ethereum. You gotta love the accuracy of that. Funny how the more things change, the more things stay the same here. So yeah, 5K, is that possible? As long as there's people on Twitter and on YouTube interacting and liking and hearting and tweeting and swiping right and left, this market is going to go a lot lower, and that's just the unfortunate situation here. Right, good. So that's crypto. Let's have a quick look at the Nasdaq and the Qs. I mean, to me, Nasdaq is still not in an sort of investable kind of market here. That is literally what I had drawn last video. So take the masterclass, take the courses that are there, join the group if you like. I mean, there's no need to even update there. It's pretty much done exactly what I said. So they've obviously dragged this bear market rally up to Thanksgiving here. That doesn't look very good. I can't see capitulation on the Nasdaq yet till the Qs get to around 200. The NQ, nothing really going on. I mean, everyone's waiting down here. So, those who know what they're doing, they're not getting involved in this mess. So, things can still roll over here. The SPY has done a bit of a funky little pattern here. Appears to be forming some kind of wedge. So, I mean, these are very deep rallies. So, bear market rallies, they are vicious, but it's the most volatile market in 70 years. So, whilst, a normal bear market rally might have turned at the 50 or the 61.8, these are all going all the way to the 78.6, which is the square root of 61.8. So, that looks more like a wedge. But a rising wedge is bearish. And a rising wedge, it breaks down 67% of the distance, statistically anyway, from the start to the apex. That basically gets you here. So all of that is the A, that's the B, 1, 2, 3, 4. Might be one more scam pump here. Fill out this gap, 4,000, right? Santa Claus rally and all that. Get everyone really bulled up, and then next thing you know, it's going down again. So, and still, this very, very bearish count, which, I mean, it hasn't been invalidated, has it? So nothing is invalidated in terms of a wave 2 until it takes out this high here. So this count, I appreciate, it's gone up 18%, and it's a great effort. This is still a very valid count, and, well, the C's all the way down here. That's what we're saying, right? We're saying this is a huge C. So that's the problem with buying Bitcoin or buying S&P or buying Nasdaq. Nothing has gone as low as it should have gone. And there's a lot of space here to fill out. And basically that is just a very, very deep 2. Right? So that can still happen. Yes, it's gone on a little bit longer, and I thought it would have gone... would have started going down by now, but maybe it dumps today, I don't know, but it's pretty close to a turn there. Okay, let's just have a look at our favorite stock, Facebook. What's Facebook doing? Yeah, so it's not going to zero here. In fact, it's doing the opposite. So it's bouncing. I still have severe doubts about this stock. This is the one stock that one of these things are going to go to zero here. A big stock is going to go to zero. So if you guys think FTX going bankrupt is the end, we're nowhere near the end. We're only just getting started. Wasn't like Bear Stearns and Lehman's was the only one. I mean, that is just ridiculous. I don't know how many more videos I can do touching Tesla here going to 66. Who has this as a wave 4? So please do write in the comments, because so far I'm fading 250 people on Twitter and on YouTube. I could do with another 200. So please let me know the channels who have this as a count, okay? Always do the opposite. 99% of people don't make any money here. So obviously just do the opposite. Forget about following the ones who know what they're talking about. How can that be the count? The context isn't right. Yes, it's a valid Elliott wave count. Of course it is. Everything's valid, right? Technically, that is a 1-2. But the fundamentals and the context doesn't suggest that is the count. So it has to be that was the 3. And yes, it's a very short 5. Yeah, I mean, no one's denying that. But that doesn't look good. That's an A. That's a B. I mean, there's nothing going on here. Like, there's so much space. There's nothing going on until 66. There's a lot of issues here still, to be honest. I don't think anything has changed since the last video other than a more disgusting bear market rally. I mean, Amazon, we said 66. Basically, everything's going to go to 66. Or some multiple of that. See, even this with Apple, I mean, it's holding up pretty well because it is Apple. They have a lot of cash in their balance sheet and, it's a value company and not a growth and blah, blah, blah. And, but still, that could still be a 1-2-1-2. So, big week. And I know I said that a few weeks ago, but hey, every week has been very important because there's so many bearish counts here and nothing looks very good. And also I noticed the other day that the VIX is starting to spike up too. So, I mean, we called the low in the pound, so I don't see the pound going any lower. So, I did think the dollar was near to a top. So, but is that a big crash in the US dollar? I don't think so, right? I mean, it could be. It's certainly valid, but I don't think so though. I think there's still issues there. The 5 could be all the way up here. That could just be a 1. So I think it's too soon to just say, right, okay, everything's fine in the world and the dollar's going to collapse here all the way to 88. Technically you could make that call. That is valid. We can just take a 50%. I mean, it's going to be at like 90 or something, isn't it? Yeah, 90. I don't want to make that call. Dollar goes all the way to here. I think that's some kind of A, some kind of B. Mash out a C. That's your wave 2. Then we'd still go higher here. But the pound, to me, that is a major low there. That's going nowhere but to 150. And the dollar yen is falling too. So that's interesting with the dollar there. I'll have to see how that progresses. Obviously, dollar's not looking very good though. I don't think that 112 high is going to be seen in a while. It needs to consolidate now for at least a couple more months, and then we can reassess what's going on there. Even this, we mentioned it on the last video. So it's got as high as it had to go, which is to basically swing fail, form a shakeout pattern around these highs. It's now falling over. So, that it does technically set up a huge move down in the indexes. So, if these indexes are going to fall here, they're going to fall here pretty much now, today or tomorrow. They could just fall today, to be honest. So, and if not, it'll be next week. But Bitcoin is the leading indicator, and that is what is so concerning. Bitcoin always leads the S&P, and Bitcoin has already taken out its October lows, and yet the S&P hasn't. So that is the concern, right? Bitcoin topped ages ago. It topped in November. S&P topped in, 30th of December. So that is concerning there. There's no doubt that is still some concern there. Why is this going on? Why is the S&P doing that? If Bitcoin is the leading indicator, that means S&P surely is going to end up doing this. So I think there's great concern here. I don't see anything bullish going on. I think the next tickle in Bitcoin would be 12.6, but I'm genuinely asking the YouTube followers here, at what price would you buy Bitcoin? Because I think it's going to go lower than you think. And for those who are calling 0, I don't think it gets to 0. Anyway, you guys can check out the group and the courses, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.
That's scary right there, man. It kind of came back, man. But this market, I don't even call this a bear market. I call this a damn gorilla market.